Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're getting straight into something that's, well, it's really buzzing online, but also hits incredibly close to home for many.
Absolutely. We're talking about Shaadi pressure, career banao ya Rishta chuno.
Right, that tension between wanting to build a career and the expectation to get married, especially within Indian families.
It's a huge topic, and our sources show it's particularly relevant for Indian youth right now,
Mm.
Gen Z, early professionals.
Yeah, stepping into that first job phase.
Exactly. And while it's, culturally specific to India in many ways, the core feeling, that desire for your own path, that's pretty universal, I think.
Totally. So let's maybe paint a picture for you listening. Imagine someone, let's call her Ananya.
Yeah.
She's just landed a great job, super excited about it, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about growth, maybe some travel, independence.
All things that come with that first real career step.
Exactly. But then, almost every time she talks to family, it comes up. That question, Shaadi kab karegi? When are you getting married?
Mm-hmm. That constant background noise.
It leaves her feeling, well, completely torn. Does she chase her dreams or does she, do what's expected?
And Ananya's story isn't unique. Our sources really highlight this is a widespread experience.
It seems to be a central theme, this societal push, especially in women, right? Prioritize marriage over, say, professional goals.
That comes through loud and clear. It's not just about reaching a certain age either. The sources suggest it's tied up with uh, older ideas about family, about continuity.
And maybe even like perceived security for the woman.
Yes, even when she's perfectly capable of building her own future. There's this traditional view that marriage equals being settled.
So the why is complex. It's not just tradition for tradition's sake.
Not entirely. The sources point to this idea that for many families, a daughter's marriage reflects on the family's standing. It's often an intergenerational thing, too.
Meaning the parents went through something similar.
Often, yes. And they genuinely believe they're guiding their children towards happiness, towards security. It comes from a place of care,
Right, but maybe through a lens that hasn't quite caught up with how much opportunities have changed for women.
Precisely. And that's where the clash happens. Personal ambition versus this deeply ingrained familial expectation.
Which makes it so tough. And against this backdrop, our sources capture some really strong pushback, like individual voices saying, hang on.
Definitely. You hear things like, I'm not ready for marriage yet, very clearly.
And that's not just about feeling young, is it?
No, often it's about wanting to get established first, financially stable, maybe build that career foundation, or just, figure themselves out a bit more before taking such a huge step. It's a conscious delay.
And linked to that, there's the other phrase, let me build my future first. That sounds like more than just a job.
Oh, much more. It's about self-reliance, independence beyond just earning a salary. It's crafting an identity that isn't solely defined by being married.
So things like education, financial freedom.
Exactly. Maybe traveling, living alone, experiences that historically might have been less available or even frowned upon for women before marriage. It's really challenging the old script.
Which naturally leads to that more critical question we saw. Why does society rush women into marriage? It feels like an interrogation of the whole system.
It really is.
Yeah.
It points directly at what many see as, well, an unfair double standard.
How so?
Well, men are often given that space, encouraged even, to build their careers before settling down. But women? The sources suggest they often face pressure to do both simultaneously, excel professionally, and get married quickly.
That sounds incredibly stressful.
It is, and it can feel like your own choices, your own agency is being sidelined, being pushed into massive life decisions before you feel ready. It really highlights those lingering patriarchal expectations.
Even in today's world.
Even today.
And I suppose all these feelings and frustrations, they kind of boil down to that one really powerful statement, this is my life, I should decide.
That's the core of it, isn't it? That phrase just cuts through everything. It's the demand for control over your own path, your own major life choices.
Especially marriage.
Especially marriage. It has to come from you, from personal readiness, not just because of pressure or duty. It's about autonomy.
A fundamental desire for autonomy.
Exactly. And that's the shift, the tension that our sources really capture so vividly.
So thinking about all this, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? These pressures, while they have the specific cultural context in India, they touch on something universal. That push and pull between what you want for yourself and what society or family expects.
Independence versus expectation. It plays out everywhere in different ways.
So the question for you listening might be, how do we navigate that? Wherever we are, how do we find that balance between our own ambitions and those external forces?
And maybe taking it a step further,
Hmm.
how do we help create spaces where this is my life, I should decide, isn't just something people have to fight for?
But an accepted reality.
An accepted reality for everyone. Definitely something to think about.